What's up, everybody? I'm Richard.
And I'm Shawn.
And we are speaking the language of bromance. And Shawn, no matter where you go, there you are. And this is our summation. If we got home and our wives asked us to write a book report on what this trip was, and then we totally forgot to study for it, that's what this show is.
Yeah.
This show is a hastily scrawled together book report on what we did over our vacation.
Yes, this is Brogramage Part 2. This is our trip to the Red Bank, New Jersey area for our Kevin Smith Brogramage Inspired. This is as we were leaving our Airbnb. We kicked the mic on right as we left our Airbnb and hit the road, and we kind of discussed a little bit of what it meant to us. And really, it was just us trying to talk our ways through New Jersey to get out of New Jersey. Our fear of dying in New Jersey didn't happen. Maybe. We don't know. We got to listen and find out, right?
That's a good point. Maybe we didn't make it. Maybe we never made it home. Maybe we're still in the car.
Oh,
you don't know.
Yeah, this is a call for
You have
help.
no idea. This whole thing is audio. Maybe we're in the car right now and we're at a gas station
Begging for
send
help.
money.
They have tolls, damn it.
Please.
We didn't know that.
We didn't know about the tolls. I'm stuck in Pennsylvania.
I'm stuck in a toll booth in Pennsylvania.
Well, guess I'm Amish now.
Oh,
That's how they get you.
We're so close to Morgantown.
That's how they get you.
Yep. All right,
You can't pay the tolls, and then you're like, oh, guess I'm Amish.
Well, give a listen to this. This is our Brocation Part 2 as we are leaving New Jersey, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
It's recording. Uh-oh. Now I'm on the spot.
You are on the spot.
You're on the spot.
Yeah. Snoogans. So we're heading out. I think we're in Jersey for like an hour still. But we're
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, about that.
We're getting towards the exits of, Long Branch, and I don't think we're going to touch Highlands or Red Bank again.
No, probably not.
So what's your kind of overall reflection as we are heading out?
It was a good time. Don't know if I'll be back. Not because anything was bad. Just don't know if I'll be back.
Kind of my same thought. Because I always hate, I didn't say this to anybody because I know some people would be like, you're dumb, this isn't a once-in-a-lifetime thing. But really it is. I mean, this area isn't a place that I've ever found myself to this point in my life. Like, I've never, accidentally been in Red Bank.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of times it's like, oh, I'm in Chicago, I want to go do this. Or,
Yeah.
oh, hey, look, I'm in, Denver, Colorado, I want to do this. I guess you could say, somehow you might end up in New York for something.
Possibly.
And you might say, oh, well, I'll take the, hour ferry ride over here and just kind of run around for a minute. But I haven't been to New York yet in my life, so I'm not really thinking that's going to be an option anytime soon.
Could have gotten on the ferry.
That's I think of this trip, that's probably the thing that blew my mind the most.
Was size and location?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me too.
Because I thought when we got up here, I was like, I wonder how far it is to the New Jersey Stadium for hockey. And I don't think I looked at the miles, I just looked at the time.
Yeah.
And it was like an hour, which didn't seem right for the 20-ish miles away it is.
Uh-huh.
But it could be like this where you're just driving through the city the whole time.
Yeah.
But New York's only 22 miles away.
Yeah.
Like, hop, skip, and a jump and you're there.
Yeah. Get on the ferry.
Mm-hmm. It's an hour ride ferry. But overall, I like it. It's a neat little town. Got to see the beach.
Ooh, the beach.
Didn't put our feet in the water because the waves were rough.
Man, it's cold.
And it was cold. We get swept out in that.
Was that a danger?
Could be. When I took Jacoby to the beach, they were pretty rough waves, and we were out not very deep. And I held his hand pretty tight.
Yeah.
And a little wave came in, knocked him down. He was like, "Ah, fuck this." So if we're sitting here right now and it's like, oh my gosh, okay, let's do one more thing. What would that one more thing you'd want to do be?
I don't know. I don't really.
Turn left on Cedar Avenue.
went everywhere, did everything. I feel
the same way.
I think I'm good.
I think if it was like, I hate saying the gun to the head type thing, but like, you have to do one more thing.
Left onto New Jersey 71
Might be
South.
Pond Rock. I think I'd want to do Pond Rock again.
Yeah?
Even though it's shady, but it's
Super shady.
It's nice today. Like,
Yeah.
we went out there last time. It was overcast. It was kind of
Very much.
not horrible weather. Like, it was chilly, but it was a situation where like it's kind of doom and gloom, and I could see if you were pondering, you
Turn
get
left
yourself
onto
into
New Jersey 71 South.
a pretty-
Norwood Avenue.
pretty dark place. But today it's super bright out, super
Yeah.
sunny out.
Yeah?
You go out there, you're staying on Pond Rock, and you're like,
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why.
Continue on New Jersey 71 South for 1.5 miles.
yeah, that'd probably be the only thing I'd want to check out again. And then maybe go see Walt. But and Quick Stop.
Yeah.
And
Just
Victory Park.
cause. Just cause.
Sean, do you want to stay another day? Maybe. I don't want to go back to the real world.
That's true. There is that.
Although, I don't know if we've had this on all of our trips, but I feel like you and I are really, really good about basically like leaving and stuff. So,
How so?
well, like getting here, by doing the numbers and like factoring in like long breaks and stuff, I thought, well, we'll be here Jersey time at 3 p.m.
Right.
We got here at noon Jersey
We
time.
did.
That's 3 hours ahead of what I was thinking. And today, as we go, last night we finished eating, we get back in the room, we're like, all right, well, let's shoot for the earliest we'll probably realistically leave is 10.
Yeah.
And here we are, we're leaving an hour early
That's true.
from our earliest.
Yeah.
That's pretty exciting. And that clock's set to our time now.
It's exciting that we left early.
A little bit, because there can be not frustrations, but it's one of those things where it's like, well, the earliest we'll leave is 10, and it's like 3 in the afternoon. You're like, all right, now I'm ready.
Oh.
And it's like, but they're like, well, no, I
But-
said earliest.
But I don't know. I mean, we not to stereotype here, but we're not ladies. They take a minute. To
Only
get,
on the outside.
They take a minute. They take a minute to get ready. You know,
That's
door.
because they're prettier.
Way pretty. Yeah, way prettier. I didn't say it wasn't worth it. I just said that's what they do.
It's true.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Berger Avenue.
Yeah, I think just kind of reflecting on some of the places before we get out of here is Quick Stop. I told you that it felt like a baseball stadium to me.
Yeah.
So whenever I go to a baseball stadium, there's kind of like this awness of when you see it.
Turn right onto Berger Avenue, Elberon Boulevard, then turn left onto Elberon Boulevard. Turn left onto Elberon Boulevard.
Sorry, folks, we're turning.
Pay attention to Siri.
I think I took the wrong turn anyway.
No, I think
Head
you're
west on
fine.
Berger Avenue
I can still get
toward
there.
Wilson Avenue.
All
Turn
roads
left
lead
onto
somewhere,
Wilson
Richard.
Avenue.
I think that's the other good thing about GPS. Like, if you're going by a map, you'd have to have somebody made like, oh shit, we missed the turn.
No!
Where's the next turn?
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Roosevelt Avenue.
But with this, it's just like, oh, I got you. Rerouting.
We're fucked. We're all gonna die.
But it's like a baseball stadium. You get there, like you see it from a distance. It's kind of like this big, beacon of, activities and stuff. And then you look at the history, and you get there and you see it up close. And you get inside, and you see what all the inside's about. And as you leave, you kind of like are longing to look at it as long as you can before it's gone in the distance.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and if you want to get really super emo about it, I mean, like Quick Stop.
Turn right onto Roosevelt
What's-
Avenue.
And I kind of mentioned this before, like, we talked about, like, oh my gosh, that's Kevin Smith where he made his movie. That's where Scott Mosier made his movie.
That's true.
Scott Mosier had a dream to be, this huge, not huge, but like, he had a dream to be in the movie business. He worked on a bunch of these movies with Kevin, and he steps out on his own for a bit, and guess what? He makes the Grinch.
1.5 miles.
He
Turn
did.
left
The guy who
on
made the
Monmouth
Grinch.
Road.
With Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, come up, biatch. Yeah, I mean that, well, shit, if you want to get even more emo about it. So, Jason Mewes, his
Yep.
career got kicked off that way. Ming Chen, Mike Zapkus, all those guys from that
A
little
lot
store.
of things started from one tiny, small store. And it is small.
It is. It's a lot smaller than I thought.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was something that the movie made things seem wider. And granted, I mean, sure, things have obviously changed over the years. Things have moved. Things have, shelves have been probably added or deleted. But overall, it's a lot tighter.
Yeah. It kind of like
Turn
funnels
left onto
to the
Monmouth.
end.
Yeah.
I would have loved to. We probably should have asked if we could have gone to the RST. I really doubt they'd let us
Oh, I doubt it too.
because they
Look through the windows and you saw movies.
Yeah, there were still movies. Pulp Fiction. I can't remember what else was in there. Pulp Fiction was the one that stood out. Navy SEALs.
Ooh, Navy SEALs.
That one movie with that one guy that was in that one thing.
Last year.
Yeah. So we've got, like I said, 16 hours to drop you
Continue on
off.
Monmouth Road for a half mile.
18 to close it out. Hey, what's Eberron? That's the D&D place, right? Because Eldron Park's right here.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's where they got it from. I just took out the L.
The maybe.
Because that was a dude's homebrew, right? Like it was a
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah. It was a homebrew. And they did a contest, and that's the dude that won.
I read
Which is funny because the name of the main continent in that whole campaign setting was Corvair, and I had a fucking
In a quarter
homebrew
mile,
campaign
turn
setting,
right on
and
Deal Road.
the main continent of mine was Corvaria.
how'd you get that?
I have no idea.
Is it from something or kind of close?
There was a park, and I took a letter out.
Oh, okay. Like Eldron Park.
No, that's not what I did.
Turn right onto Deal Road.
It's not a bad idea though. I do that with a lot of my stuff. I'll find names and I'll take like a letter or two out or reverse them.
Continue on Deal
I mean,
Road
that's
for
smart.
a
That's,
mile.
that is definitely a way that a lot of people do it. That's a way to do it. I think I did that a lot when I was younger. One thing I also did when I was younger was I would pull things from D&D into other things. So like if I had to do a writing assignment for school or a poetry assignment or whatever, I would pull shit from D&D to put in the put in there.
Like names of stuff or
Like names of stuff or,
campaigns.
yeah.
I started that in college when the campaign you did where we're going through like fighting school.
Yeah.
Or campaigning school.
Yeah.
Or adventure school, I guess.
Adventure school, yeah.
I started writing like a little like novel around that whole campaign.
Oh, nice.
I started with the test where we're in the room that kept filling up with water. We had to figure out how to get out. 'Cause, I mean, that's all those books are. They're just like written down campaigns.
Yeah. Tell stories.
What were we talking about?
Stories.
Stories.
No, we were talking about dead bodies.
Yeah, that's the other thing we're concerned about.
Dead body.
Good segue. I thought we were going to be a dead body. I think this is an appropriate time to talk about that.
That's totally up to you.
Because we dropped the nugget earlier, like day 2, where like I had a freak out moment.
He did.
And I was like, I don't want to talk about it because we could still be dead. But we're heading home, so we're at least not going to be murdered.
We're not going to be. Well, we're not
Yeah,
going to be
maybe
murdered
There.
there.
And the goal is I don't want to be a dead body in Jersey. So.
Do you want to wait until we're out of Jersey before you tell this story?
No.
Oh, okay.
I think it's okay now.
Okay.
So, like I said, we had an
As
18.
soon as you finish the story, if we get hit by a car.
Well, hopefully the recorder, you have the foresight, or I do, to hit stop. Because if it gets crushed, it won't save it. Which I think is kind of dumb on their part. Like if it is shutting down, or like it should continuously be writing to it.
Yeah.
But I get it. Technology's not perfect. But so like first day driving in, I had an 18-hour drive. We got in at noon. We ran around, and like by the time we were heading back to the room, like I hit a wall. Like I was like fuzzy.
Yeah.
I think I was still fuzzy on Sunday.
I think so too. Maybe a little.
'Cause I kept saying Rise and Shine Diner. No, I kept saying Rise. What was I saying? Rise and Dine Shiner.
Yeah.
And it's Rise and Shine Diner.
Yeah, there you go.
And I couldn't get it right.
No. You still can't get it right.
Well, I got it right just a
Ish.
second ago when I first said it.
You did.
Because it's the Rise and Shine Diner.
Yeah.
So, full night of sleep, I can do it. So, we get back to the room. It's 3 in the afternoon. We're like, let's just nap. See, what time we get up. We'll get some grub. So I take a nap. Wake up about 3 hours later. I felt pretty good. I kind of had that power nap. We get up. We go to the movie. We go see Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
And I felt good when we first got there, but as we walked around the mall, I kind of like fell back into like, oh.
Did you?
A little bit.
Mm.
And so I felt okay when like we're just sitting down watching the movie. Same thing we'd be doing in the room probably.
Right.
So we're watching Captain Marvel, and about the last 15 minutes, I kind of like, oh, like I really need to get to sleep. So we get back to the room. It's like 11:30.
Because you'd only allotted yourself like a 2-hour nap.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just when I woke up. I think the Airbnb we had was basically a room in someplace's house.
Yeah.
Where they had the door to the house was locked on our end, and we had an outside exit. But as we're laying there, like the family's doing their stuff, and there's some kids, so like I think that kind of kept me awake because I'm not a heavy sleeper. So only a couple hour nap. We get back, we lay down, and I crash right away. So it's like 11:30, 12 when I fall asleep. About 1:30 in the morning, I wake up, and I've been trying to figure out why this is. And I'm pretty sure I was lucid dreaming.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, not lucid dreaming. I was like, what do they call it where you're awake but you're still asleep?
1,000 feet. Slight
I
right
always called it the
onto
land of
Jersey
Nod.
south ramp to Point Pleasant.
I was in the land of Nod.
Okay.
So I heard like some commotion going on. And this house had a huge dog. Did we see the dog before we went to bed, or did we see him the next day?
No, before.
Okay. So I'm like laying there and I'm hearing all this commotion going
Slight
on.
right onto the New Jersey 18 south ramp.
And I hear what sounds like, oh, no,
In a quarter
and
mile,
I'm like,
west
my
onto
heart
Jersey
starts
18
racing. I'm like,
south.
holy shit. Like, at first, when I heard it, I'm like, were they having like a party? Like, they said no parties in the thing. But I'm like, it's Saturday.
You're not following your own rules!
But it's Saturday night. I'm like, well, maybe they're just kind of hanging out. Because we only have seen, like, the guy who, like had the house and stuff. Like, we didn't see who all lived there.
Right.
And so my heart starts racing a little bit because it sounds like there's an argument going on, and it starts to feel like it's getting more intense.
Continue on New Jersey 18 south for 6 miles.
And I didn't want to like assume anything, so I'm still laying there, and all of a sudden I hear a big thud. And in my head, I'm like, "Oh shit! Somebody just got stabbed." And my heart is like beating a mile a minute. And I sit up. And I'm like, Rich, and I wake you up, and you're like, what? I'm like, listen.
Because I am not a light sleeper.
No. I actually woke you up by smacking you with my penis.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, if it's now or never.
Now's the time.
So, as you wake up, I'm still like, I think I'm still kind of like in that land of Nod. And I hear like, and to me, it's like somebody dragging somebody on the floor.
Uh-huh.
And I think you're probably like, it's just a dog. Like, it's a dog walking.
That's
like,
what I heard. Like, you woke me up, and you were like, do you hear something? And I was like, no. You just woke me up. I didn't hear shit.
Well, this was before I knew you were such a heavy sleeper, too.
To which you were like, no, wait, listen. And so I'm listening, and I hear,
and when you heard that, I heard, oh, they're downstairs. Kill them. So I'm just like, let's just go.
And then I was like, holy shit, talking dog.
And so I'm just like, let's go. Let's just go. And you're like, okay. And I thank you for being super like nice about it. because obviously I was in the wrong. I think.
What was the reaction you were expecting?
Go back to sleep. You're on the floor, so if they're gonna kill anybody, they're gonna kill you first. Oh, good. Wait a second. So I was shaky. My heart was going like about as fast as it's gone in a long time. That's the most scared I've been in.
You were quite
forever.
freaked out. You were quite scared. Now, okay, has this situation ever come up with other people?
No. This is the first time I've ever been like, oh shit, I think we're gonna die. The only other time that's slightly relatable but actually has worth was the last time I was in a hotel. The fire alarms went off at like 2 in the morning.
Ugh.
And so that scared the shit out of me. So my heart was kind of racing.
Yeah.
And when we walked out of the room, it was pouring down rain. And so we're like, well shit, is it a tornado? Is it a fire? Like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
And nobody told us anything.
Right.
So like we walk outside, it's pouring down rain. We walk back there, and so then in my head it's like, well, is this like a terrorist attack? Like, is somebody planning on like attacking this building or something? And they pulled the fire alarm as like a trick.
They're gonna blow up the Diamond Motel.
Yeah. But that's the only time that was like similar. But that one was more warranted, I think. But yeah, so I'm sitting in the car, my heart's racing.
You think it was more warranted?
Not this time.
No,
In
the
hotel.
last time you're
Yeah.
saying you think that you were the target of a terrorist attack?
No, I thought it was more me being scared.
Oh, I got you.
Like it made more like it was.
Oh, okay.
It was valid.
No, I agree. Like if I woke up to this, if I like was thrown awake to the sound of a fire alarm, I'd probably be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's exactly like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
My roommate's like, go to sleep. You're closest to the door. You're gonna die first. Oh, okay.
Fire's gonna get you first, or the terrorists. Wait, terrorists? I didn't even think about that.
So we go to the car. We're sitting like I'm shaking. It's kind of cold out too, so like I shiver when I'm cold anyway. So
You were like, let's just go. I was like, okay. So I put on. I wasn't wearing a shirt, so I just threw a jacket.
That's what I did too.
I just put a jacket on over myself and zipped it up, put on my shoes, and we went outside, and we walked to the car. We sat in the car. We just sat there.
And this is daylight savings time too, where time goes forward.
Yeah.
So it was like 1:30. So we're watching it. Right when it hits 2, it kicks over to 3. So we only were out there for a half hour, but really it's like an hour. It's like an hour and a half. The time change.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, because when we were sitting there, I look over and you're just.
I was totally fucking nodding off because we were sitting there. I was like, "It's okay, buddy. It's okay."
Well, I think you were trying to figure out like what, because you didn't hear anything.
I didn't hear shit.
So you're like, what? Like, what'd you hear? Like,
Yeah.
What's going on? And you know, like I'm waiting for like we were like maybe half a block away from the house where we parked.
Yeah.
And so I'm watching. I was watching the wrong house. And it looked like somebody, like 2 guys had walked in. And like to me, like what I'm waiting for is like somebody to walk out, like start doing that look, like where'd they go? Where'd they go?
In a half mile, take the exit toward New Jersey 138
But we sat there
west.
for a half hour, nothing happened, and you're like,
How horrible timing would it be if the people next door like decided to murder
do we want
somebody?
this one?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Oh yeah,
Take the
we see
exit
them.
toward New Jersey 138 west.
Yeah, you're good.
And we need this next one.
Continue on New Jersey 138 west
Okay.
for 29 miles.
But yeah, so we're sitting there, and it's
In a
like, all right,
quarter
well,
mile, merge
it's like,
onto New Jersey 138.
well, and I even told
I'm
you,
like nodding off at, you know.
I'm like, all right, let's go back in. Like, what, should like we like knock and ask them something? You're like, no, it'll be fine. Like, you know, well, the doors are locked. You're like, listen, there's a chain. It's got a lock on the door. Like, there's no way anything could get through that.
Exactly, it's an impenetrable fucking barrier.
And anyway, you're laying on the floor, so if they bust the door open, they're gonna hit you first.
All right,
Right in the head.
and that's gonna send you right away. So I'm probably gonna get murdered first because they'll hit you with the door, and then you'll spring to life. Meanwhile, you'll turn, and they've already got me.
Slight right.
That's how the whole thing would break down.
So with that,
Ow!
with that,
Oh!
I'll tell the tale of you, Shawn. But
right.
Yeah.
So, you get me calmed down. I still am a little nervous, but we go in and we're like, all right, we'll go back in. And also the other thing, I think it was before we left the room, the light in the hallway was on.
Yeah.
And I heard footsteps going
In
by.
a quarter mile, turn right onto 18th Avenue.
So like at that point too, like my logic was like, well, listen, if they heard us leave, if there was something going on, they would have been in our room.
Yeah.
Like they would have busted in our room or something.
You would think so, yeah.
So I mean, all the
Because, unless they're, like, terrible at being murderers.
yeah. So, I mean,
You're
Turn
left
right
here.
onto 18th Avenue.
All right.
So, I mean, those, like, logic was playing its... Oh, no, they're on red. They're big on that. I'm not used to it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I noticed that too.
So you get me calmed down, we walk back in.
Yeah.
And so I put my bag in front of the door. It's kind of that thing, it's like, okay, if something does happen, at least that I'll have that. And you put your bag in front of the other door.
Right.
Which I'm sure was just like your way of being like, look, Shawn, it's safe.
Yeah.
Which it helped. Fall asleep.
I like the fact that I could just put a bunch of, like, nonsense logic, and you were like, yes, totally. There's a chain.
Yeah.
There's a
In a quarter mile,
bag
turn
in
right
front of
onto
the
Jersey
door?
138 East.
I think instead of going right, it was supposed to be like a...
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Kind of threw me off. I was going to say, like, this doesn't look normal.
So now she's being like, all right, let's try this again.
Yeah. It's like, I wish they would have murdered you guys. Scary. But we got...
I would have guided them to dump your body in the woods.
But, like, so I'm trying to figure out, like, after this happens, we're safe. Like, obviously, like, nothing bad happened. And so
Obviously.
I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, well, what the fuck happened?
Right.
Turn
I think-
right onto New Jersey 138 East.
Some of it was sleep deprivation, I think. I think I was just a little too tired.
Yeah.
The next night, our fridge, I was paying attention to it,
Uh-huh.
and when it kicked on, it does kind of a
In a quarter mile, slight right.
which I think is what kind of woke me up too.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how we gotta figure this out. So it's slight
So
right
not,
here.
Not here.
So go past this.
Yes.
Okay, so that's not really a slight right. That probably needs to be-
Slight right.
We're not going to get an intersection.
There we go.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
In 600 feet, slight right onto New Bedford Road.
But yeah, I heard that. And then the dog.
Slight right onto New Bedford Road.
The
Then
next
use
night-
any lane to turn left onto New Jersey 138 West.
It was kind of jumping around up there, so like I imagine it was probably plopping down or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, all those things kind of helped
Use
make
any lane to turn left onto New Jersey 138 West.
made sense what was going on. It made me feel better.
Yeah.
But the thing, like I was thinking too, is like that, like you said, that's never happened to me before, where I've woke up somewhere like that freaked out for no reason. But
I'm glad. I'm glad I was there because I don't know how your wife would have reacted.
no, it's a good point. She probably would have been just as scared if
She
I
would
was
have been
that
like, you're
scared.
freaked out, now I'm freaked out.
And I, like as we were sitting there, like going through my head, like maybe we should just get a hotel and come back tomorrow and get
It
our stuff.
was. You totally were. I'm not going back in the murder house.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the first time I've ever been in an Airbnb that's been in a house, like somebody's house. Most of the time, it's just you get it on your own.
Oh, yeah.
So I've never done that before. So I mean, there's always like, because it's like the Uber thing. Like you think, oh my gosh, like what happens if
New
you get an
Jersey
Uber with a
138 West
murderer?
for 2 miles.
But we didn't.
Well, hopefully the next time you go to an Airbnb, there won't be the fear of you getting murdered.
Mm-hmm.
But then that's when you'll get murdered.
Probably. I'll be like, oh, I overreacted last time. I'm sure that guy with the knife has a valid reason.
And there's a chain on the door. It worked last time.
But we lived. That's the tale the spooked Shawn.
He was very spooked.
So were you scared at all, like seeing my reaction, or did you feel like I was overreacting? Or did you not have your bearings to know what was going on? Because you said, you heard the dog.
A little of B and C. Although, I will say that when we were walking back, you were in front. Because you're so brave.
So I've noticed that. I didn't notice that time, but I did notice that the first time when we were walking past the crackhead house.
Yep.
So does that mean I'm the alpha?
Sure. I mean, whatever keeps me alive. Be the alpha all you want.
What fighting style? How about my flying dragon? How about my bitch, my baby, or my man ain't your baby's mama? Or how's it go?
My man ain't your baby's daddy.
Yeah. Strikes back.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Saw
good too.
the things.
What did we watch? 3 Kevin Smith movies?
Yeah, 3.
Amy, Zach, and Miri, and Strike Back while we're here. Not really intentional, just
Something to watch before sleepy night.
yeah. It seems a lot different than how we got in here. There's a toll there.
Yeah.
Quarter mile. Turn onto I-195 West.
Truck with rocks.
On the highway.
Go on I-195 West for 28 miles.
So we'll exit 6.
65.
Do you have Tiffany's phone number by chance?
I don't.
Okay. I'm just gonna have you text her that we're heading there, but I'll text her when we get gas.
I think I can message her.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you want to message her. I meant to text her before we left. Because I'll be getting home at like 2 in the morning
Mm-hmm.
if I leave, which should work out okay. But I just want her to have the dogs or be prepared. So I don't come in and she's like, oh God, murderer! Because Richard, I don't know if you know this, but in our relationship, Tiffany's the alpha. What do you remember the scariest you've ever been? Like, have you?
Give me a sec. I'll think about it.
Okay.
Shawn wanted me to let you know he is on his way to your loving arms.
P.S. He still has his wedding ring.
Oh, yeah, good point. P.S.
She's like, this doesn't sound shady at all.
I made sure he kept the wedding ring on. Send.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Which I took it off as I'm driving. Right there.
She's gonna FaceTime with you. Show it to me! That's Richard's hand!
You cheating bastard! I said, I'm going to the neighbor's house. No!
We have to drive faster!
Ludicrous speed, Richard! Ludicrous speed! No, you made sure to, so, last night...
16 hours. We should get there before anything happens, right?
Yeah, sure, Shawn. I'm sure there's a chain on the door. It'll be okay. So, last night, the Airbnb we were staying at was walking distance to a sushi restaurant. So like, well, let's just, instead of driving down there, let's walk. Because I had a hanker for some sake. Like, when we talked sushi, I was like, oh, sake sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Of course, no sake, which was fine.
No sake.
But as we're walking...
But there was a bar across the street.
There was a Celtic bar.
I love it.
We went there twice.
I know.
It was the same guy there, too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. We got Yingling on tap.
Yeah.
Did you like it on tap better? Or was it kind of same boat?
The same. I'm not big on draft beer in general, but that didn't bother me.
Why don't you like draft beer? Too bubbly?
I feel like it fucks with me more the next day. Like if I do bottled beer, and if I drink like a lot of bottled beer the next day, like I feel slightly shitty. It seems like if I drink draft beer the next day, I'm feeling like worse.
Do you drink draft beer quicker?
I don't know. Never really timed it.
Yeah, like you go through more than a draft beer. Because I can see it.
I can see it too.
And usually, are they bigger too? So are they 16 ounce? Is the smallest you usually get with a draft?
Yeah.
So there you got, what, 30% more.
Oh, math.
But we're walking down there, and as we're getting ready to turn on our road, this girl walks up to us and she started asking us some questions, which seems weird. She's like, hey, I've got this map on my phone. Where am I supposed to go? And instantly I'm like, Richard, we gotta go to a hotel. She's gonna kill us. No.
I was like, no, Shawn, she's not gonna kill us.
And she had like
It's okay, she's wearing a chain, it's fine.
she had like some broken English, so I kind of figured like it wasn't her first language. And she was looking for a grocery store, and so I looked it up. I'm like, oh yeah, it's down. Of course, I hate saying stuff like this too, because she's like, oh sure, it's down the way you guys are going, you murderers. But
I don't see you wearing 8 chains.
So she had to walk down where we were, and you could tell she like didn't quite understand what the phone was saying.
Yeah.
Because there was like one street she was about to turn on, and I looked up. I was like, no, you got like 3 more. And she's like, okay. And the whole time Richard's like making innuendos that I'm trying to get with a Venezuelan girl.
Yep.
And I'm not, because I love my wife.
Yep.
I was just trying to be helpful. And this is the shitty part.
And then my ring kept slipping off. And I was like, oh no.
She's like, what then? I'm like, it's a purity ring. I'm a virgin. I'll let you take it.
I mean, unless you're not into that. In which case, it's
my whore ring.
It's a triumph ring.
But, so we're walking down, and he's being all like, look at you being helpful. As we get not more than a block away, he gets to make a Luke Perry joke.
Sure did.
R.I.P. Mr. Perry.
How did that go to a Luke Perry joke? I don't remember.
Well, we talked about Donna Martin graduate. I told you the whole story about that.
Yeah, I blocked that part out.
I don't remember what we were talking about that got on that. I think it was that. For some reason,
I think it was
told you
just an
that story.
excuse for you to talk to me about 90210. That's what I think.
Yeah, because we're talking about like shows that our parents watched, I think. And you're like, no. It's like, that's horrible.
And then I only clapped with one hand.
Yeah.
Oh, funny to me.
I wonder if this is bypassing the toll.
I don't know. No, because it's probably once we get done with this.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Because we rode this for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I got my bearings now. One thing we didn't talk about on the way here, a lot of interesting road names in Jersey, not so much in Pennsylvania.
No, it's like it got to the point where I felt like the street names were telling us a story. Be like, oh look, this is him coming up with names.
Yep. Palm Street.
And this is where he's running out of things to call streets.
All right, let's start back over, boys.
And then at one point, I think they had a stroke because, like, one street name was like, and I was like, but that's not a word.
That's like a, what do we name this one? Mash the keyboard. That. Or he's probably filling out the roads and his cat jumped on the computer.
Jesus!
That's what we get.
Maybe the dog was upstairs and scared him.
Could have been.
He was like, ah! And he's
Murder's upstairs.
I don't remember that street name.
Too late to change it now.
Oh, shit. Although that would be kind of smart if, like, the streets, like, told a... But I feel like if you... Like, let's say you were in charge of naming streets, right?
Yeah.
And so your job is to... So you want to be clever, so you come up with a story about, like, the streets. Like, you know, like...
Like each street's a word in a story?
Like either each street's a word in a story or each, you know... Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. But the problem with that is you would have to make the story a palindrome.
Yeah. Only use one word once.
No, where it's the same, or where it's the same back to front as it is front to back.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Because you're driving, you know, because like what if you're driving the other way?
Well, wouldn't it be?
Then you're getting like
Is palindrome?
then the first street. If you're driving the other way, then the first street would be like spoilers.
Well, no. Is a palindrome where it's the same back and front, or is it front's one way? If you read it backwards, it's a different story. Because I know there's stories.
No, I
like
think it's
that.
the same. Like
Because there are stories.
High Boy High.
Okay.
It's
Because
a palindrome.
there are stories where, like, if you tell it one way, it's one, like, the story means one thing, but if you go the other way, it's a completely different story.
No, I think that's just clever wordplay.
Okay. You'd probably want to do more clever wordplay.
Yeah, probably. Tell a
That'd be
different
pretty cool.
story on the way back.
Yeah. Like, one way is, like, you know...
Part 1, and then the other way is part 2.
Yeah, like, one way is, you know, they're in the room, and they hear the noise, but they survive. And the other way is, you know, they hear a noise in the room, but they die.
Or see, like, you could, if people, like, want to explore, then the street names could be, like, a choose-your-own-adventure book.
Oh, yeah. That sounds fun. You know,
If you want the boys to run outside, turn left.
oh, God, what if we're in a, like, a Black Mirror episode right now?
What's Black Mirror about it?
Well, like you know, the Bangladesh? Bandersnatch. But what if we were like in a Bandersnatch episode? And it's like, do you want the guys to run out of the room? Or no, it's like, do you want Shawn to wake up? Yes. Shawn hears the noises. Do you want him to wake Richard up? No. Oh, we hear more noises. Do you want Shawn to run out of the room or wake Richard up? Run out of the room and leave Richard up. But yeah, like if I didn't wake you up, what if like the guy like shakes the door and comes in? He's like, you guys hear anything upstairs?
I would have said no.
Yeah, you would have. I can't lie, so.
Upstairs? You have an upstairs?
We're in the house? Jesus?
Lord?
Won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz?
My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime. No help from my friends. So Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? That's it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I do.
Fines doubled.
We were talking about like my hatred for the tolls, but you know, as I thought about it, that road we drove on for like almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
If we took the back way, I bet those roads are pretty gross and hilly. 'Cause that's
And
kinda
probably
fun.
pretty windy.
Yeah.
Different speeds.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure if it's worth the $40 though.
I think that it throws you off because in your head you're like, it's road. Roads should be free.
Well, where we're from, yeah, there aren't really any tolls,
No.
so it's not. I'm not very used to it.
But I think you're like to yourself, you're saying like, roads should be free. God made roads.
God did make roads. When we came to this land, these roads were here. Well, I think they're not free. It's just it's like I've already paid for these roads.
Yeah.
Now I'm paying for them again. Of course, not these roads. And that's really what the tolls are for. They're for people like us who haven't really paid for these roads with our taxes.
I think it depends. I think that in this case, in the case of like New Jersey, I think the reasoning for toll roads is I think you're right. I think it's for people that haven't paid for the roads, you know. But I think if you look at a state like Oklahoma, I think it's like all you're doing is driving through us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like that road in Pennsylvania. That's really what that would have been.
Well, yeah, but that road in Pennsylvania turned off to places like Gettysburg, and
That's true.
the road of like you take a toll road in Oklahoma. That's basically just because
Getting to
like
Texas.
yeah. Because who drives to Oklahoma and stops?
It's true. Only people that live there.
So it's Oklahoma's way of being like, we know all you do is drive through us.
Well, in Oklahoma, I don't know. I would assume because there's not as many big cities that the medium income there is probably a little bit lower too. So that's another way to get some income to make sure that they don't have to pull from the taxes from the citizens to pay for the roads.
I don't know. I hate driving through Oklahoma. It's the worst. The worst.
I will say that the way Pennsylvania's work was good. You stop, you get a ticket, and then you just drive. Then you pay when you get off.
Yeah.
Which I slightly hate because you don't know how much it's
Like a
gonna be.
prostitute.
Prostitute you pay up front, don't you?
Do you?
I would assume so. 'Cause
What if you don't finish?
It doesn't matter. You pay
It
for-
should.
It's not getting plumbing done. I always thought you pay up front. Because, like, what happens if you get with the prostitute? Let's say you're the prostitute in this story.
Okay.
And you go to John. You're John. You're like, all right, what do you want? He's like, I want a bee jibber. No, he's like, I want a hand job. You're like, that's weird.
It is weird.
But you do it because you're customer service.
Right.
And when he's done, you're like, all right, that'll be $65. He's like, oh, I don't have any money.
Oh.
So they just got a free hand jibber. And you're like, man, I really should have charged up front. So like with this toll road, like what happened if we got to the end of it and we're like, oh, well, we don't have any money or credit cards. I mean, they have our license and stuff. They probably just send us a bill in the mail.
Probably.
But like we're like in a couple states.
They'd be like, no, you live here.
Yeah. Well, that's what. All right, get out. You're working the tolls until you
I
pay
want
off.
to be a tour guide at Gettysburg. Maybe that's what happens.
That wouldn't be too bad.
Like, if you stop at a toll booth and you can't pay, then you become the new person at the toll booth?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying. The person walks out. It's like, well, how long?
I'm free!
Yeah.
35 years!
Well, in that little bucket, like it keeps him ageless. It's like magic. And it's like, well, how long have you been here? He's like, 67 years. Like, you don't look a day past 20. And he walks out. He just turns old and crippled.
like in Last Crusade.
Yeah.
What is happening to me?
There can be only one. That was Highlander.
I know.
Greatest movie ever made.
Won an Oscar.
For music?
Greatest movie ever made. Although Queen did all the music for Highlander.
I knew somebody big did.
It was Queen.
They didn't win anything for that, though?
I don't think so.
Bogus.
It wasn't seen as that popular a movie. I'd say it still isn't seen as a popular movie. It's more cult. It's more of a cult movie.
I see. That makes sense.
But even the people that love the first one, we can all agree that the second one was terrible.
There's a third one, too, right?
There's a third one.
Okay.
In fact, the second one was so terrible, I call the third one the second one.
Is the third one good? Or better, I
The
guess?
third one's okay.
like bearable.
Third one's bearable. The second one is not. Not bearable.
Did it go from movie 1, 2, 3, then TV series?
I don't know. I don't know if the TV series happened before or after the third one. TV series went on for a while.
Yeah. Was it on like network or was it just on USA? I always remember seeing it on USA.
I remember there's a station out of St. Louis that I watched it on.
Okay.
Because it was on like late at night. But yeah, then it was on USA. Like I'd see it on USA. I don't know if it was like on a network or if it was just like a cable show. One of the songs from the Highlander soundtrack made it into Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like I was trying to figure out if it was a song and I was trying to remember if that was the album name.
No, the album that Queen put all the songs in was "It's a Kind of Magic." So if you get so everybody always looks for the Highlander soundtrack, like, oh my God, well this is a Highlander soundtrack. No, don't do that because the Highlander soundtrack is just a bunch of like thematic, kind of it's a score. If you want to find the music the Queen did for that movie specifically, you gotta find the Queen album "It's a Kind of Magic."
Okay.
Prince of the Universe and Gave Me the Prize. Who Wants to Live Forever? I'm curious what possessed Queen to like soundtrack movies. Because they did that, they did Highlander.
Oh, that's right, they did Flash.
They
too.
did Flash Gordon, yeah. Flash!
They were big when they were doing those too, right?
He saved every one of us! Yeah, this was like 82, 83.
I'd imagine those paydays. Do you think it was kind of like how AC/DC was the soundtrack for Maximum Overdrive? Like they already kind of had the songs, and they just kind of fit them. Obviously, the Flash song was specific, but
Yeah.
like they already kind of had like, oh, well, like these 6 songs would work for a Flash Gordon movie.
No, I don't know, because like some of those songs, some of the songs for Highlander, like they wrote for that
Okay.
movie.
I just know the AC/DC one. That sounds more like they picked the songs for the movie.
I gotcha.
Compared to them writing the song for the movie. Which is fine either way. I think it's more impressive to write the song for the movie. Like actually, like hey, we got this movie, watch it, and then write 10 songs.
Do you feel like, okay, so just not writing songs, but just writing in general, do you feel like you come up with better material if there's constraints on what you have to write?
There's a subreddit called Writing Prompts
Yeah,
or something like that.
yeah.
I've always wanted to take one of those and try that experiment. But the problem with that, I always worry, if you did something really, really good, you couldn't do anything with it.
Why not?
I don't know. Well, sometimes they're like one of them I really want to do is it's a Hunger Games style thing, but it's in the perspective of each of the characters that die. So like you're following this character and you see how they die and like what they went through, and then you jump to the next character.
Okay.
Very kind of like Game of Thrones books. How
Okay.
those are done. Like each chapter's a character.
Yeah.
I thought that would be kind of a cool experiment. I think I get that a little bit with my tabletop campaigns I write, because I kind of give myself like a outline of this is what's going to happen, so I have those constraints. And I
Okay.
have to write towards those.
Yeah, see, I feel like
In 2 miles, take exit 6 for New Jersey Turnpike.
I feel like I would do. I feel like I need boundaries because otherwise, like, I think it's the boundaries that give me the ideas.
Yeah. I can see that.
It's kind of like when you go to. It's like going to the supermarket and you're hungry and you don't know what to eat because everything sounds good.
Oh, yeah, I see that. So then you get like everything.
Yeah. And then you just make a mess
Yeah.
at home.
And then you throw a lot of stuff away.
Yeah. Jersey Turnpike.
Exit 6. whenever you're leaving a place, do you kind of have that like I'm excited to get home. I miss my family and everything, but you still kind of have that like, huh?
Let's keep going.
Take exit 6 for New Jersey Turnpike.
Mine's, I think, it's always more like, oh well, soon I'll be in the real world.
Yeah. There's that.
Although the thing I loved about this trip is it was legit like on our own time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nothing like we had to specifically do. Is it this one?
Take exit 6.
Okay. The New York threw me off.
Continue on New Jersey Turnpike for 3/4 of a mile.
Dead bodies.
Totally. That's why they put the fence up. They're like, stop throwing bodies over here.
There's so many.
This is my yard. Grandma.
I think that's the one I kind of wanted
Keep
to,
right at the fork. Follow signs for New Jersey Turnpike South, Pennsylvania Extension.
watch while we're down here. I'm having trouble seeing which one says cash. Oh, I got a ticket. Probably.
Yep.
Keep right at the fork.
They keep right at the fork.
Turnpike. Yeah, because otherwise we're going to New York. These feel like a cluster fuck.
Yeah.
Keep left at the fork.
Because it's like
Continue on I-95 South for 9 miles.
everybody's funneling into like the exact same spot.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know where you're at, it makes sense. Like, it's probably a lot easier. Like, if you're, like, second time you've ever been in anything close to that, you're just like, oh, God, so much.
I'm overwhelmed.
Just you gotta watch to the side, to the back, to the front, to the window, to the walls. Then you got sweat run down your balls.
The 18-wheeler.
Is that a restaurant?
Yes.
Up here?
No.
Oh. I wonder if we'll have to do the 50-cent one. That was fun. It was the toll where you got to toss the change in the thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Got it.
Basketball!
Basketball! And
Hoop.
basketball! Hoop. You're gonna start doing that now.
Yep. Got a new thing.
You really latched onto that.
I did.
I'm glad.
Liked it.
I'm glad I could give you something.
Well, we've got a lot of cool things out of this trip. We got that. We got Holiday Road where
Yeah.
you break a state.
Yeah. Are we doing that on the way back?
Yeah.
Just checking. Just checking. Don't get bristly. I was just asking.
Well, the funny thing is, next time we come back to Illinois, me and Tiffany, I want to play that. She's like, what are you doing? It's working! I'm wondering if it'll have the same effect doing it during the day. Because it was night when we were doing it. I think we're a little punched.
Well, no, when we crossed into New Jersey, it was there was light. It
Yeah,
was
but
light
we'd
out.
been up for a while.
We were just fucking tired.
Yeah, we're delirious.
Now that you said that, now it's gonna feel like it's not the same, and then it's gonna ruin it.
I think it'll be the same.
Well, let's hope.
You're gonna be like, Holiday Road. Road. How long is this song? It's only 2 minutes. Oh, God. I wish those people upstairs were murderers.
I found out not long ago. Shawn's an asshole on the Holiday Road. He's an asshole.
That was the time on the trip when they discovered our friendship could no longer be a bromance. Richard went on and became a successful director and writer. And Shawn went back to the Air B&B
And prayed for death.
and left the chain off the door. It's been 6 years since his death.
I like that the trucks are separate.
Yeah. That's actually a really good idea.
A very good idea. When you consider like the sheer amount of trucks, there are.
I'm surprised that's a 3-lane highway though too.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're about to hit a toll road. Do you want to keep doing this until we get out of Jersey?
No, we can shut up now. We
Okay.
got time.
Yeah.
We got all the time in the world.
We do. All right, well, I'm going to hit stop on this. We're about 3 miles from a toll road. And that way we can make sure nothing happens
We'll
to
wait
this
for our
audio
slow
file.
descent into madness.
Yeah, it'll happen. But, all right, well, again, this trip was amazing. I don't know if we'll record. We'll probably record bumpers for this, but
Probably.
we'll talk to you guys later.
Yes.
Bye.
Oh, all right, Richard. Well, this was right as we're getting to the end of New Jersey. We didn't record any else on the way back because, again, it was an 18-hour plus drive, 2,200 miles. It was 2 days full of fun and adventure. I had an absolute blast.
And we didn't make it.
We didn't make it. Nope. I was kind of wanting to see is we're kind of tidying this Brocation, this Brogramage. We've been planning since June of 2018. It's been on our radar for
That's true.
almost 6 months, a little over 6 months. And we were able to make it work. Again, I love the fact that I think this shows that our friendship is super strong because how many people can you spend 18 hours in a car with for over 2,200 miles and not just want to like throw them from the car? I felt
That's true. Very true. Because I've been in a car with my wife and my children that I made. I made those kids. And like 6 hours in, like I didn't want to make it. I'm like, oh, guess I'm Amish now.
Here
Just
comes
leave me
oncoming
here.
traffic. No, but it was super fun. Like the whole way there, it was the same. Like anytime we do these trips, like my face hurts so bad from laughing. Like not just my face, like my neck and shoulders hurt from laughing so much. And I had a blast looking all these places. I think we're both kind of overwhelmed with like how to feel about it. I
I
we've got
agree.
pictures on all of our stuff to check it out where we're like in front of Quick Stop, we're at Pond of Rock, we're at all these cool places. And again, I think it just really it's a great way for us, like we call it a brocation for a reason. It's for us to kind of get away from everything and just be together in a non-homoerotic way, which is semi-homoerotic.
Now, if there's anything wrong with it,
Yeah, I mean, they did tell us that the Airbnb is like, hey, there's not much hot water. You need to share showers. At least you said that's what they told you.
that is what they told me. That's what I'm sticking with. And then they were like, don't mind the knives sitting prominently on the counter. And they were like, this knife still have blood on them.
But I thank you for taking the trip with me. Again, I had a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'm excited for our next episode we're going to release because it is our interview episode with Ming Chen. So be prepared for that. It's all...
Yeah, that was super.
Oh, it was awesome. We did it at a shared universe podcast studio. That's Ming Chen and Michael Zapskit's podcast studio. So look for that next week. But Richard, as we're tidying up this Brocation, this Brogramage to Red Bank, New Jersey, what is your closing thoughts?
Oh, you asked me. Well, we did it. It was done. And I was super happy about it. It was a good time. And I would encourage I think that this, like, we did it super on the cheap.
Oh yeah.
It was super fun. And so I would encourage everyone to take your best friend and leave for 4 days and see what happens. And then I want you to record like 5 minutes, like just like a 5-minute summation. Give us your book report.
Yes. Give us
on
your
what that trip was
Brocation
like.
book report.
Yeah. Exactly. And I would love to hear like, oh, we were driving and then we saw somebody dumping a body on the side of the highway. And then we'd be like, oh my God, we probably drove past it and called it.
We said dead body, and I giggled, and I'm like, no, seriously, dead body, keep going. Don't stop. All right, well, let me do
They're looking at us funny. Oh, God, its eyes are open.
All right, well, let me do a little bit of housekeeping. Visit our website. We're at languagebros.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at languagebro. Email us at eatthebeaver@languagebros.com. Like us on Facebook and go out and be part of the Pod Bros Network.
The network that lets brocations happen.
The number one podcast for dead bodies on the side of the road.
They're all listening.
All right, well, anything else before I close her out?
No, I need another nap.
All right. Well, that's all the Bromance for this show. I'm Shawn.
And I'm Richard.
And I say we eat the beaver. Oh.
Yay!
I'm sad it's over.
Let's do another one.
Yeah.
Get in the car. Holiday Road.